Imagine you're walking alone at night. You hear something on the wind, a faint cry. Is it a wail of grief or a scream of warning? Tonight, we read diving deep into the chilling legends of the world's most famous wailing women. Ireland's ghostly Banshee versus Mexico's terrifying La Llorona. Two spirits, two continents, one bone-chilling question. Who is the true queen of cries? Get ready, because we're about to explore the lore, the fear, and the origins of these supernatural superstars. This is Banshees versus La Llorona. Let's travel first to the misty green hills of Ireland, the homeland of the Banshee. The name itself, Banshee, means woman of the fairy mound, tying her directly to the ancient, mystical otherworld of Irish folklore. She's not just some random ghost. She is a deeply personal, ancestral spirit. The Banshee is attached to specific ancient Irish families, the O'Neills, the O'Briens, the O'Connors, the O'Grady's, and the Kavanaghs. If you don't have one of these Gaelic surnames in your family tree, you're probably safe. For everyone else, well, you might want to listen closely. So what does she look like? The stories vary wildly. Sometimes she's a terrifying old hag with long, stringy white hair, a skeletal face, and eyes red from centuries of weeping. She might be seen washed in a blood-stained shroud by a river, an omen that a family member's own shroud is about to be needed. But in other tales, she appears as a breathtakingly beautiful young woman, dressed in a shimmering white or gray cloak, her face pale with sorrow. She might even take the form of a hooded crow, a stoat, or other animals associated with witchcraft in Irish lore. Whether she's a hag or a beauty, her presence means one thing and one thing only: death is coming. But the most famous thing about the Banshee isn't her appearance. It's her voice. The sound she makes is called keening. It's not just a scream. It's a soul-shattering cry of pure grief and loss, an otherworldly lament that pierces the night. It's said that this sound can shatter glass and freeze your blood. The Banshee doesn't cause death. She is a messenger, a supernatural harbinger who appears to announce an impending death in one of her chosen families. Hearing her cry is a sign that a loved one is about to pass away, a final sorrowful goodbye from the spirit world. It's a tragic, almost beautiful duty, but one that has made her one of the most feared figures in all of folklore. Imagine hearing that unearthly wail drift through your window. You wouldn't be scared for yourself. You'd be terrified for your family. Now, let's cross the Atlantic to the sun-baked landscapes and moonlit rivers of Mexico and Latin America. Here, a different kind of wail haunts the night, a cry filled not just with grief, but with eternal regret and a terrifying hunger. This is the cry of La Llorona, the weeping woman. Her story is a straight-up tragedy that has been told to generations of children to keep them from wandering off after dark. The most popular version of the legend tells of a beautiful indigenous woman named Maria. She falls deeply in love with a handsome, wealthy Spanish nobleman. They have 2 children together, and for a time, they are happy. But the nobleman eventually abandons Maria, choosing to marry a Spanish lady of his own class. Consumed by a storm of rage, grief, and despair, Maria takes her 2 beloved children to the river, and in a moment of madness, drowns them. As the current carries them away, the horror of what she has done crashes down on her. She screams in anguish, running along the riverbank trying to find them, crying out for her lost sons. She is an active and sometimes malevolent threat. Her story is a cautionary tale. They say if you hear her cries far away, she is actually very close. And if you hear them close, she is far away, but she is coming for you. It's said she mistakes living children for her own lost sons, and in her grief-stricken madness, she will snatch them and drown them in the river, hoping they can replace the ones she lost. Adults aren't safe either. Men who wander alone by the river at night might be lured to their deaths by her sorrowful cries. She is a figure of pure tragedy, but also one of immense danger. So, let's put these two legendary ladies side by side in a supernatural showdown. What do they have in common? The most obvious similarity is, of course, the wailing. Both the Banshee's keening and La Llorona's cry are iconic, terrifying sounds that signal doom. Both are also often depicted wearing white or pale clothing, a common feature for ghostly figures worldwide, symbolizing their spectral nature. And both are deeply connected to water. The Banshee is often seen by rivers or lakes, washing her bloody shrouds, while La Llorona is eternally bound to the river where she lost her children. They are both omens, and seeing or hearing either one is a very, very bad sign. But their differences are what truly define them. The biggest difference is their motivation. The Banshee is a protector, or at least a messenger. She is a guardian spirit of a family line. Her cry is a warning born of grief, a lament for a death that is about to happen. She has no malicious intent. You don't have to fear the Banshee herself. You fear the news she brings. La Llorona, on the other hand, is a vengeful or tormented spirit. She is driven by personal guilt and a desperate, unending search. Her grief has curdled into something dangerous. She can directly harm you. She is a predator, a boogeyman figure created from a mother's ultimate crime. The Banshee mourns a death. La Llorona can cause one. This makes her a far more active and physically threatening entity in her stories. The Banshee is a family's secret sorrow. La Llorona is a public menace. These wailing women are not alone in the world. Almost every culture has its own version of a ghostly woman, often dressed in white, connected to some tragedy. In German folklore, you have the Weissfrau, or the White Lady, who appears in castles to foretell death much like the Banshee. In the Philippines, the White Lady of Balit Drive is a famous ghost of a woman who died in a car accident and now haunts the road. So, who wins this battle of the Banshees? In the end, both the Banshee and La Llorona represent our deepest cultural anxieties about death, family, and loss. The Banshee is the embodiment of ancestral grief, a chillingly personal omen from the other world. She's terrifying because she represents a fate you can't escape. La Llorona is the ghost of a personal tragedy turned into a public nightmare. She's terrifying because her pain makes her lash out, and any child could be her next victim. One is a passive harbinger of doom, the other an active, dangerous predator. Both have left an indelible mark on their cultures, their cries echoing through generations of ghost stories. Their legends serve as warnings, as campfire tales, and as a way to make sense of the profound sorrow that is part of the human experience. But now I have to ask you, which legend do you find more terrifying? The ancestral spirit who cries to announce a death in your family, or the tormented mother who might drag you to a watery grave? Let me know in the comments below which wailing woman sends more shivers down your spine. And if you enjoyed this dive into dark folklore, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next supernatural showdown. Thanks for watching.